While I love the comfort of winter meals, I'm so glad that it is spring and what that means for me cooking-wise. The garden is showing the promise of fruit and vegetables to come, and it's lovely to be able to eat salads again and lighter seasonal foods. Today I'm cooking a ham. I've stopped buying ham, sliced ham that is, from the shops. Not only is it so expensive, there's so many hidden ingredients as there is in so many of our foods. I prefer to use unsmoked gammon. I find smoked far too salty, even after boiling it. Boil the gammon for about an hour, take it out and cut the fat and rind off. And then cover it with a glaze made from Dijon mustard, honey, and I quite like to use some molasses, and if I've got it, a bit of marmalade. The molasses adds the most flavour. That's then roasted in the oven and sliced into thin slices, or as thin as you can manage. I store it in the fridge in a container. Don't forget to put all the rest of the lovely juices on top. And that's then perfect for the rest of the week for sandwiches, and any leftovers can go into a ham pie or can be frozen. The only downside to a day's cooking is all the washing up that comes with it, which I'm terrible at, but I try and keep on top of. And I've seen so many social media posts about the way British people wash up. I don't know anyone who washes up in dirty water and leaves the soap on. That's just disgusting. We do rinse our dishes. So last night I prepared this dough by mixing it together and kneading it, and then put it in the fridge overnight. It just gives it a slightly better flavour. It's just a brioche dough, and the recipe is in the comments and full instructions are on the website. So you can fill this with anything. For me, I'm making a chocolate and hazelnut swirl. So I've just melted the hazelnut, chocolate hazelnut spread, and put that on with some chopped hazelnuts and then some extra chocolate chips. Once that's been all spread out, it gets an envelope fold and then goes into the fridge for about an hour just to firm up. After that, it's then rolled out just slightly and then cut into strips of about 1 centimetre. Roll these up as tightly as you can. I always find that the ends come unwound a little bit, so I'll make an egg wash and just dab the ends of that with the egg wash, and it just helps it stick better. And then I just like to press them down a little bit. So make sure when you put them onto the tray to leave enough space in between. And you can use your hands to flatten them down, but because of the chocolate that gets quite messy. So just dip a glass in a bit of flour and then press that down. They get left for a little bit just to rise, and then get an egg wash and go into the oven. These then can be stored, and well, if they make it past the first couple of days, you can store them in an airtight container or a bag, and they'll last for about a week. If you do find later on in the week that they are a bit dry, then you can just warm them up in the microwave. This is one of my go-to pizza recipes. It's got quite a soft crust, which I like, and the link for that will also be in the description. Once all the ingredients are mixed together, it just needs to be kneaded, and you can do this by hand or using a stand mixer. It is a soft and quite a wet dough. Try not to add too much flour. A wet dough, though it's a little bit harder to work with, it does make a softer pizza base, and the same would go if you're making bread as well. So that gets rested for an hour, and then it can go straight onto a greased baking sheet. You'll notice when you try and shape it that it will spring back. If that happens, just leave it to rest for about 5 to 10 minutes until the gluten relaxes, and then you can stretch it out a little bit more. As a topping, you can literally put anything on it you like. I've got tomato paste, which I mix with a little bit of barbecue sauce for a bit of extra flavour. I've topped that with some grated mozzarella, some chopped sun-dried tomatoes, some pepperoni, and some fresh mozzarella. To go with the pizza, I decided to make a summer salad. This is such a fresh salad. It's got a mixture of fruit and the vegetables. I really love a chopped salad. It just is more enjoyable to eat. And fruit goes so well in a salad. It just really lifts it. This has got a mixture of textures, and there's even some nuts in there which you can leave out, or you can substitute the pecans that I use for something else. There's also macaroni, which I cooked and cooled, and it's tossed in a dressing made with Dijon mustard, honey and lime juice. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Teresa and I do the Cooking at Joy as It Flies. If you like crochet, my daughter Alyssa does some amazing tutorials and patterns, and my other daughter Cassidy does some wonderful sewing patterns and tutorials. Please check those out either on our blog or on our YouTube channel, and don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.